Yo, what up, though? Welcome back to a Reaction News with your boy Changing Narratives, man. Today we talking about the FBI. The FBI issue a warning for all parents that sextortion is on the rise in teenage boys. You heard me right. Sextortion is on the rise for teenage boys. We really got to start monitoring what our kids doing on this internet, because these teenagers is losing their mind. They killing themselves off this stuff online, man. Let's dive right into the story and see what's going on so we can react about it one time for the one time.
The messages sent to my son, and I quote, "I am more determined to rot your life than to make it a waste, a trash can, a shame, a dishonor, a hell, a real disaster, a hell on earth. And I remind you that I am heartless. I have no pity to rot a life as well as yours." This was one of almost 200 messages sent to my child over the span of 19 and a half hours. He was witty, thoughtful, kind, and loved chess. James was a high school senior. He wanted to major in pre-law, and he was months away from breaking a 40-year-old school record in the 110 hurdles. For nearly 20 hours, they attacked, threatened, terrorized, dismantled my child. Every time he tried to fight back and ask, "Why are you doing this to me? Please leave me alone," they escalated, sending his image to friends and family, telling him he would be labeled a pedophile, telling him his future was over, telling him you should just kill yourself. And in those last moments, my son, who had everything to live for, felt like he had no other choice.
That was Tamia Woods this morning, telling the Senate Judiciary Committee about her son, James, who she says took his own life after he was blackmailed by online sextortion predators who threatened to share his intimate photos if he did not send them money. He was 17 years old. Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Molly Line, and joining us today, Jerry Willis, Fox Business correspondent. Kennedy, host of the Kennedy Saves the World podcast.
That's crazy that's even a thing, bro. That's crazy. That means that he probably had to send my man some explicit pictures, and they got the blackmailing them. That's crazy.
Arthel Neville, Fox News anchor, and
we got to
Brian
watch
Kilmeade,
what these kids be
Fox
doing.
and Friends co-host and host of the Brian Kilmeade Show, and episode of the Flash TV show, and he warned the men's 110-meter hurdles. One November afternoon, he was targeted online by predators who at first pretended to be a teenage girl. They tricked him into sending intimate photos, then bombarded him.
Oh, so he thought he was talking to a girl, and they tricked him.
With more than 200 messages in less than a day, telling James to send money or risk losing everything. He took his own life. Unfortunately, James' story isn't unique. The FBI warns sextortion is exploding and young boys are being targeted.
I got one question. I wonder if y'all thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. I'm gonna give y'all a second. Where is his daddy? Where is his daddy? Where is his daddy?
Constantly. From October 2021 to March 2023, federal agents received over 13,000 reports of sextortion of minors, one as young as 8 years old. At least 20 of the victims took their own lives.
Wow.
Yesterday, friends and family of another victim, 15-year-old Braden Boone, celebrated as Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers signed a bill named after him into law. Braden loved to ski, play baseball, and sing loudly and off-key.
To me, it means hope. The hope that this is only the beginning of Braden's story, not the end. Hope that through him and the passing of this law, we will reach every parent in this state and further. I have hope that we will take back control from these criminals and our children will no longer be pawns in their sick games.
I'm grateful that Braden's parents get the comfort to know that this won't happen to other kids the way it happened to Braden.
It is utterly heartbreaking. And these people are not just criminals. They are vile, evil manipulators.
Oh, it's crazy that that's even a thing, bro. Like that gotta, like, the kids gotta, and I can't blame the kids, it's the parents, bro. Like, y'all gotta train y'all kids' mind to be stronger than what it is. It's like to have a mind like that to take your life, because it, like, you know, like, that's they mindset. They minds gotta be stronger than whatever it is. Like, for real, man, because off something like that, you taking your life? Like, dog, we gotta have God in the household for one. And you gotta distill God principles in your kids so they can grow up not even thinking that. Like, when I was a kid and suicide ever crossed my mind, I'm like, nope, I ain't going to hell. That was distilled in me. Nope, I ain't going to hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously.
Brian, they have a certain talent and they use it and they attack the most vulnerable among us, teenagers that don't even know this is coming.
So there's a couple of things. I think you got to approach it from two places. Number one, make the penalty greater. I got it. I understand that. But usually somebody with a twisted mind like that is not saying, well, I could get 7 years in prison or 12. I also think you got to educate the kids like you did with drunk driving. From day one, this is an example proportionally for second and third grade.
Exactly what I just said.
Online. This is one way it could be lured in. Hey, remember the Mothers Against Drunk Driving, they would bring in the stories of kids. I've killed somebody because I drank too much. It's got to be, we have to approach social media and the dangers exactly like it's drugs and alcohol. And I think that, along with what Australia is doing and saying banning social media until you're in your mid-teens, I think that's where we're heading as a civilized world.
Absolutely right. We actually have some tips from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children regarding sextortion victims. We want to get to this right away before we continue with the topic. The blackmailer is not to blame, is to blame, not you. The blackmailer is to blame, not you. You can report all of this via accounting the platform safety. So let people know this is happening. Block the suspect, the person after you. Do not delete the profile or the messages, because that can help law enforcement if they're trying to catch a blackmailer. And visit takeitdown.ncm.org so the organization can help you get your images or your teenager, your child's images removed from the internet. Always ask for help. Yeah. Arthel, I mean, this is heartbreaking. It's the holiday season. This is a tough topic to talk about, but it's so important because, as Brian mentioned, many teenagers don't even think of this as a possibility.
Yeah, you know, and what's happening, to your point, Brian, these scumbags, because that's what they are, they're scumbags. They're targeting boys 17 to 17 years old.
Wow.
And as you know, as parents, that's when these boys are exercising their independence, right? And the parents want to encourage that. But the parents also, and to be clear, it's not the parents' fault, but the parents also have to, they have to pry into what they're doing on the internet, their activity, to make sure they're able to protect the parents. Again, it's not the parents' fault, but that's just another weight on the parents' shoulders in this day and age of raising children. And, you know, listen, there cannot be enough protection for these kids who are online. They're being preyed upon by, you know, they're innocent. They don't even realize what's happening before they're down that rabbit hole, if you will. And then you have Governor Evers, who's doing a great job signing Brady's Law, which is going to create new penalties for these.
I disagree with that. I think these kids are well aware of what they're doing. Let me see about the other kid.
17 years old, a high school football player. He shared that love of football with his dad. He shared the love of basketball with his mom. He had planned to study athletic training in college. He enjoyed the beach, being near the water, speaking to how these kids are their parents' whole worlds, but also they have their whole lives ahead of them and plans. And then these predators get into the middle of that. Jerry, I just want to get your thoughts now as we talk about how broad a scope and how many people can be impacted.
This is heartbreaking. I mean, make no mistake about it. These kids, you know, they're just beginning their lives, right? And when I sit back and think about, okay, I'm all about prevention. I think that's a great idea. But now we are also aiding and abetting in killing childhood. These kids are not going to have a childhood increasingly because we're warning them about everything. We're educating them about things that are truly disturbing. I was talking to a friend of mine about just simple suicide prevention tips for young people. And I thought, wow, at that age, if somebody had told me that people commit suicide at that age, I wouldn't have known what to think. So, I mean, I believe that we have to pursue a lot of these remedies, but there are other implications of that as well.
Yeah, I have one more quote I want to get to. This is from the father of 15-year-old Bryce Tate. He was a victim of sextortion. He was asked to give scammers $500 or else they would release explicit photos. His dad, Adam, telling the New York Post, quote, "My son had $30 freaking dollars and he's like, sir, I'll give you my last 30, and these cowards wouldn't take it." Which to me speaks to the fact that these people, these criminals, don't just want money. They want the ultimate, evil aspect of this is that they're trying to take down a person. It's almost like they'd rather do that than even take the $30 or the $500 or whatever they're trying to get.
Yes, they're using the most cruel and manipulative tactics imaginable because they know that's what is most effective, unfortunately. And they're targeting boys because, once you start sending boys nudes, they send them right back. And, these are the conversations that parents of teenagers have to have with their kids. And it sucks, but you have to check in with them always about their mental health.
Right,
You
right.
have to talk to them even when they are pushing you away and don't want to have those conversations. You have to look them in the eye every day and really have a solid check-in.
Right.
And you have to talk to them about their devices and things like this and what is possible in a world where there is pure evil. And that's what these criminal gangs are doing. They are with pure evil, exploiting the vulnerabilities of kids who are in the throes of a generational mental health crisis. And they know that. They know they are the easiest targets and the softest targets and the ones that are most willing to part with any money that they have in order to maintain their dignity and anonymity. And it's absolutely.
And I agree. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I agree with her because you have to be on your dog like you just bought a new puppy and you scared it's gonna poop in the house. You have to be on them like that. You got to keep them busy, too busy to where they can't be on this. You feel what I'm saying? Whether it's they involved in sports, working out, studying, reading, Bible, stuff around the house, chores. It's enough stuff to keep a child busy and help them learn. We got to get off this. I keep telling them, soft parents gonna lose every time. I mean, it's okay to show love. It's a balance. It's supposed to be a balance. But because these kids know what they doing, man. They see a chick online they like. They know when they take that phone and they know what they doing. They know exactly what they doing. So these kids nowadays so smart, man. You got to really just talk to them straight up because they know more than what you think they know. You know what I'm saying? They just seen more than what you think you seen. Because in our time, like I didn't have my first cell phone until I turned 17. So a lot of things I couldn't even be exposed to. Like even watching porn, we had to find old magazines or put it on the Playboy channel and look at the static, make the motions. Like these kids now, man, they 8 years old, 9 years old, and they can see everything clear in 4K. Everything clear. Nothing's hiding. Everything clear. So you have to be on your kid and always checking their mental. What up? What you learned today? What's something new you learned today? What y'all read? Tell me something in every subject that you learned today. You feel me? You got to be on them, man. You got to be on them, and it'll pay off later. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. But the FBI say there's a sextortion on the rise and they targeting teenage boys. Let me know what y'all think, man. Hit the like button. Keep me in the algorithm. Please comment and subscribe to my channel, baby. Peace. I'm out.